goal, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Once more with feeling from Dakota Arena, the last game of this Tradition Holiday Invitational pits the Lakeville North Panthers to our left for the record of 3-5, taking on the Prior Lake Lakers, the home team, the host team for this event. 5-4 on the year. Van Eigner getting his third straight start for Lakeville North in goal. Ben Mickett for Prior Lake. We'll give you their numbers in a moment. Prior Lake lost its opening game to St. Thomas Academy 4-1, came back and beat Chaska 7-1 yesterday. Lakeville North has found the going rough. They lost to Eden Prairie 7-5 on the first day of this event on Tuesday, and then lost 3-0 to Moorhead last night. So Lakeville North, the only team without a win in this event. Now played ahead for Griffin Kranz, and he tips it into the zone. Prior Lake going back, Will Emerson behind the net. Now picked up along the near wall, and They'll be driven back into the corner. Ben Fannenstein clears it around on the far side. And now it goes the length of the ice, and that will be icing on Prior Lake. Van Eigner in goal for Lakeville North, 1-3, 16 goals on 136 shots. His goals against average is an even 4.00. Save percentage is 88.2%. And for Prior Lake in goal, it's Ben Mickett. Played every minute for Prior Lake. 28 goals on 240 shots, 3.11 goals against, 88.3 save percentage, and he's 5-4. Puck comes out to center. And then played back deep into the Prior Lake zone. Going after it in the left corner there, C.J. Sheffield. It winds up going behind the net. And they'll wrap around, and a chance. A good one for Kranz, and he was unable to knock one home. And now it's cleared around behind the net for A.J. Pearson for Prior Lake. Played back now behind the goal, and Sheffield will get it there for Prior Lake. Off to the right corner for Pearson. Now played ahead, and the Lakers will come to center. And they're going to be offside. Ooh, my goodness. Here's a centering pass as Graham Erickson put one wide of the goal. Pavic was a couple feet offside, I think, on that rush. So that happens when you get 12 games in 4 days. Here, 3 days even. Here's Ben Fannenstein for Prior Lake. And it's now played past him into the zone, and going after it is Josh Wolf. Leading scorer for Lakeville North now behind the net. Wolf centers. Oh, and they had a player wide open in front and unable to control the bouncing puck was Ryan Young. Was looking for his first point of the year. Now they come off the wall. Here's a shot and a chance for Sam Swanson in tight. And boy, they're getting some good chances here in the early going as it's played back into the corner. Swanson going after it along with Emerson. It's behind the net. Fannenstein clearing up the wall. And that's going to be held in at the right point by Benson for Lakeville North. Luke Benson. And it comes to center ice, and it's offside. We'll get a face-off with 14:48 to go in the opening period. I've been waiting to use my favorite line, that if he ever ran a sports book, would you say that you could win Fannenstein's money? Justin does not think so. Come on, this is the 12th game. I got to have a little fun, don't I? Played into the Prior Lake zone and is brought in offside by Tanner Niggling. And we'll get another face-off at neutral ice. Now it's picked up by Prior Lake and played to center ice as Joe Rice, leading scorer with 16 points for Prior Lake, plays it in deep, and now Rice behind the net, tries to come out the near side. It runs to the circle and is controlled by Max Moline playing it ahead. Now back into the Lakeville North zone, and it's going to be Marcus Jackson in control. He gave it away in front of the net. Here's a shot that whizzes wide of Eigner as Parker Boyce made a bid for his 11th goal of the season. He scored twice yesterday. And now it's played into the Prior Lake end. Pearson, he scored twice in the first game for Lakeville North. No one scored yesterday, unfortunately, for Lakeville North from them. Shot sticked out of play, 13:51 to go. Parker Boyce, 10 goals, 1 assist on the season for 16 points. Rice leads them in helpers with 11. Face-off coming up to the left of the Prior Lake goal, and now it's played behind for Will Emerson. Around to the far side for Brody Stefani, and it comes to center. Here's a 2-on-1 for Prior Lake. Over the line, Graham Erickson centers it. Pavic just pulled it wide of the post. He stumbled as he was getting ready to shoot, and that threw him off his stroke, I think. Comes out to center ice and picked up there by Fannenstein, and he rink-wides it into the zone. Eigner behind the goal will set it up, and now off to the left corner it goes, and here's Graham Erickson. He centers it. It comes up the slot. Fannenstein with a shot and a save made, and it's cleared past him, and here comes Lakeville North back. Kranz down the near wing. And Kranz tried to drag it back to his forehand, and Emerson denied that, and it winds up behind the net. Now controlled by Fannenstein on the far wing, and it comes out to center ice. Pavic plays it ahead, and it comes into the Lakeville North zone, and they wave off icing. Now behind the net, it's controlled by Jackson. Comes out the right side, long left wing pass, and they will hustle in over the line. It's Griffin Kranz, and he goes wide. He's got Wolf in front, can't get it to him, settles for Swanson, who puts a shot just wide. And now it's behind the net. Wolf after it. He is shouldered there by A.J. Pearson. And Wolf still in possession. Drops it up to the high slot. And here's a shot by Gavin Griffin that goes wide. You hear his name a lot tonight for Lakeville North. Over to the far side. Here comes Prior Lake. Braden Pelsel, number 9. He comes over the line. He tries to put it in front for his line mate Pavic, and it winds up tipped to the corner. Marcus Jackson behind the goal and fed to the far side for Griffin. Pass to the right, and Parker Schultz unable to make the play, and that will be icing against Lakeville North. 12:18 to go in the opening period. We'll take a look at some other scores. The afternoon game should be just about done right now. Duluth Marshall winning today at Mars Lakeview 4-0. For Somerset, Wisconsin, Fergus Falls, the Otters over Detroit Lakes 5-1. Andover defeats Rosemount 6-0. And Providence Academy over International Falls 10-0 at the Gardens. Maple Grove is leading Wayzata 2-0 late in that game. And that's an interesting one there as it comes to the near corner, and after it for Lakeville North is Ryan Young. Cleared around behind the net, and it's going to come out to center ice where Tanner Niggling has it. Now plays it over to the near side, and it is Wyatt Brunello playing it in rink wide into the Prior Lake end. After it there is Emerson. He's taken in against the boards. Puck runs to the left point. Swanson shoots, change direction, and a good stop by Mickett. Now along the half wall, it comes out to center, and the Lakers carry to center. Shoot it in as they change lines. As Max Anderson does the honor. Now cleared up the near boards and out to center ice. Here comes Lakeville North over the line. And this is Drew Thompson, who scored his first goal of the season in the first game here against Eden Prairie on Tuesday. Now it's picked up in a nice little spinorama there by Rice, and he plays it between the point men. Here's a race for it now in the Lakeville North zone, and Griffin shows his speed as he goes back behind the net, picked up there by Sam Nia, and then he lost it. It's sticked away by Eigner. Nia tries again, and he banks it off the glass, and it comes out to center ice. Race for it there, and as David Watzel, number 5, plays it behind the goal. We haven't seen him yet in this event. Now we have. Puck comes up the wall and cleared on out to center ice. Here's Rice playing it into the zone. Rice been lost possession on the wall and going after it. Players from both teams. Now finally, Rice fishes it out. Rice tries to cut through Griffin, and that didn't work. Comes to the corner. Griffin wins that battle in the end as he gets possession in the left corner. And here comes Gavin Griffin to center ice. From the red line, he will shoot it in. And it goes off traffic and winds up in front of the net. After it there is Sheffield for Prior Lake. Now it winds up back behind the net. Kranz in front, waiting for someone to give the puck to him. Now it comes out to center ice, and the Panthers will regroup. 10-10 to go in the first. Played to Kranz on the left, and it's loose at center ice now, and it's controlled by Pavic. He goes to the left looking for Pearson into the zone, and Pearson winds up climbing up the back of Rice, or Wolf rather, and it now is down behind the net, and it's controlled there by Pelsel in the far boards. He takes a pretty stiff shot there from Benson, and now players from both teams in. Prior Lake digs it out, and Wolf into the high slot, gave it away. Here's a shot, and it didn't get to Eigner. There's a chance, it's off the post, and Pelsel with a good chance, and Pavic with another good chance, and that one didn't even count as a shot on goal, unfortunately for Prior Lake. And now it's tipped in by Pavic, and it'll come on to Eigner, now played back behind the net. Now it's played into the Prior Lake zone, picked up there by Levine. Now Will Emerson up the near boards, and Kranz will turn in the center circle for the Panthers. Kranz goes back into his zone, and now from the red line will shoot it in and head for the bench. Change on the fly here for Lakeville North. Now to the right point, Brunello through traffic, shoots, blocked at the defense. The carom is long, comes to the right point, and picked up there and shouldered off is Sam Foley for Lakeville North. Over to the far wall, and Pelsel will control for Prior Lake. Near side Levine, and they try the boards. They do get it to the point, held in there by Schultz, but now Prior Lake gets control and plays to center ice. Pelsel with it, and he plays it to center and drop back finally to Wyatt Brunello. Now into the zone, and Griffin turns to get away from Boyce and feeds the far side. Foley, he goes down as he's knocked to his knees. Prior Lake trying to take advantage of the turnover, and it comes back to center. Here comes Lakeville North. Schultz, top of the right circle. He goes down, and now it's going to be picked up along the near wall, and Prior Lake will backhand it out. And here's Rice. He's got a trailer over the line against 2 men. Now stops as the defense and the attackers catch up. Rice leaves it at the right point. Here's Fanenstein shooting, and it saved by Eigner, and it got behind him. Now winds up in the near corner, and a centering pass fails to connect with Rice, and it comes back into the zone where Watzel will take care of it for Prior Lake. 7.5 to go in the first period. No score in our last game of this tournament. And going back deep for it is Thompson. A centering pass, loose at the right edge. Eigner made a save, and behind the goal, it's going to be Griffin, I believe, or is that Arneson? It is Arneson. They're wearing the red on black, which can be a little hard tonight. Now it's controlled by Graham Erickson behind the net. He centers it, and loose in front of the goal. Chance, score! Erickson picks up a loose puck in front. Eigner with no chance, and Prior Lake has taken the lead 1-0. Graham Erickson's 4th goal of the season. And it comes 9 minutes and 54 seconds into the first period. There shouldn't be any assists on that. We'll see.
Goals for number 17, Graham Erickson. Assist to number 19, Matthew Pavick. And number 27, Brody.
They gave 2 assists on that goal. Pavick and Stefani getting assists, and I think just stole the puck and scored, but you can feel generous, I suppose. Now a pass to the right point, and here is Sam Swanson playing it down. Into the near corner, Sheffield after it. It goes behind the net. And now Prior Lake back. Kearns. Brady Kearns, number 11, through center ice, and he plays it in, chasing after it, Pavick. He goes back there along with Wyatt Brunello. And now to the left corner. That's Kranz with it. He is behind the net. Now they'll start the breakout that way. Panthers try to clear it. It's blocked. Partially. Comes to center, and Arneson will relay it on in. Kranz after it. He goes back behind the net, and then Kranz is spilled. Puck comes to the front of the net. St. John can't get there. And here's a drive that winds up going off the goaltender by Nia. And now to the right point, Brunello trying to hold it. And now it winds up to Brunello at center ice. Now Wolf back for Lakeville North. He comes in. North in the circle. Now Brunello off a loose puck. He shoots, and a save made by Ben Mickett. Comes off to the far boards. And Lakeville North, St. John after it. That's Caden St. John. Now it winds up along the wall, and Prior Lake will pick it up with 5.5 minutes to go in the first period. They get to center, and A.J. Pearson shoots it in. Now it'll ring the boards to the near side, and comes out to center ice, shot in rink wide by Rice. And Eigner will set it up for Nia behind the goal to the far side for Foley. Now to the right point, and it's controlled. A shot right on from Will Emerson, and Van Eigner makes the save. So we got a face-off with 5:17 to go in the first period. Each team with 6 shots. Prior Lake with the only goal, as Erickson picked up a loose puck in front of the net and stuffed it home. Now from the draw, Levine. And his shot goes wide. Played around behind the net by Boyce. Going after it there is Rice in the corner. And now Boyce, no, excuse me, that's Levi Eider, number 15. That's Boyce in front of the goal, and it's tipped wide to the near side. Now it's given away again, and a bouncing puck in front of the net. Griffin picks it up, and he plays it ahead out to center ice, and Marcus Levine will bank it off the glass to the near side, and they're all going to come in against the wall. Finally, the Panthers got possession, but then it's shot back into the zone by Eider, and now behind the net. This is Brunello feeding the far side, and a rink-wide pass to the near wing, picked up by Schultz, and now he sends his man away, and over the line it is Wyatt Albrecht. An off-balance shot goes wide and comes towards the right point. Benson over there to cover it. Now loose in the left corner, and it's finally picked up by Rice, and he will carry it out. Rice at the red line, lifts it in. Eigner makes the catch and drops it there for Benson to take around the net. Now it's going to be picked off there by Stefani. He holds the zone, feeds it rink wide to the near side for Anderson, but Kranz is there. Check that, Griffin. And now a centering pass Winds up in the left corner, loose at the right edge, a chance in front, and again, Graham Erickson standing right there waiting for a rebound. Pavic had the first chance. He couldn't score, and the second attempt also died in the glove of Van Eigner. We'll get a face-off here with 3:58 to go in the opening period. Clean win for Prior Lake on the face-off. Fannenstein feeding it across to the far boards. Here's a shot. Eigner with a pad save and a rebound to Pavic, who picks it up and goes behind the net. Pavic there. Stefani. Now here is Wetzel shooting, and that is blocked in front of the goal. Now out to center ice, and here comes Moline for Lakeville North. He is erased along the wall. Puck bounds to the top of the right circle. Moline stayed with it, though. Tried to come in front. Loose now and cleared to center ice. And here comes Prior Lake back over the line. And a hit there as Braden Pelsel takes a check. Ball. Puck comes into the corner on the near side. And after it, played around behind the net by Nia for Lakeville North. Now Erickson. Puck played to the circle. And here comes Lakeville North back. They will play it into the zone, and now they got a late breaking 2-on-1. Pass to the right, and a shot by Moline right on to save a rebound, and the goaltender down had no idea. And it was shot right into him. Now in the right corner, here is Prior Lake playing it ahead, and we will get a icing call, and a penalty. Not a penalty, we'll get an icing call and a face-off back in the Prior Lake zone. Under 3 minutes to go in the first period, and this has been a fun one so far. Face-off win for the Panthers. A shot, save Mickett. Off to the right boards as Swanson had a shot. He will get the puck at the left point. Sam Swanson plays it down along the wall, and it goes behind. Sheffield playing it behind the net. It comes loose at the left edge. And now puck loose still in the circle. Swanson comes in, and there's 3 Prior Lake players over there. And it's now played behind the net, played up the wall and out to center. Here's Griffin to Marcus Jackson. Rink wides it into the Prior Lake zone. Going back forward is Pearson. He goes to the boards there against Ryan Young. Now it's centering pass, comes out to Swanson, a shot and a glove catch by Mickett. As the late Stuart Scott would say, as cool as the underside of the pillow. 2:18 to go in the first period. Erickson's goal at 9:54, the only goal of this contest so far. And the puck in the right corner. Pass to center ice is overskated there by Revac for Prior Lake, and it's played back into the zone rink wide. After it there is Connick. He goes behind the net. A centering pass. Kranz open, scores! Oh, he picked the top corner, and Griffin Kranz has scored his 7th goal of the season to tie the game for Lakeville North. And the time of the goal, 14:58. 1-1. Perfect centering pass right on the tape, and he went upstairs with it. And we'll wait for the assists.
Lakeville North goal, scored by number 9, Griffin Kranz. Assist to number 3, Caden St. John. And number 23, Caden Connick.
Connick and Caden St. John getting assists, and for St. John, that's his first point of the season. Connick with his 3rd assist, and now played into the Prior Lake zone offside. We'll get a face-off with 1:42 left in the opening period of this contest. So it's Kranz, his 7th goal from Caden St. John, and Hayden Connick, 14:58. And now pulled back to center ice, and Griffin playing it in, and bouncing puck, and Mickett made a save there. Comes off to the near boards. Lakeville North with 11 shots to 8 for Prior Lake here in the first period. 90 seconds to go, and behind the net, it's picked up there by Pearson. He tries to clear the right way, winds up going left, and the Lakers will carry the puck to center ice. Shoveled over to Erickson. He's over the line, tries to bludgeon his way through, comes to the corner, and then he wins a physical battle there as Stefani feeds the right point. Off balance shot. Eigner with a save on the shot by Pearson. Long rebound, and it winds up in the near circle, played out to center ice, and Swanson has it for Lakeville North. He comes over the line and plays it in behind the net. Now it's controlled by Sheffield. Last minute of play in the first period. And Prior Lake will try to carry out. They lose the puck. It's loose at the blue line. Griffin picks it up to Jackson on the near side. He centers it. Oh, coming across with a good stop was Mickett. He read that play very well, but by the time the play was over, he was facing the goal instead of facing the play, but that's all right. The puck was underneath him in a face-off with 47.5 seconds left in the first period. And here's a shot that changes direction on the way to the goaltender and wide, Jackson. And it comes out to center ice, and here's Rice. Over the line, Rice centers it. Oh, and it just hopped Parker Boyce, and then he is taken in against the boards by Wolf. Now loose in the left corner, Wolf lost out, and here's Rice. The goal line extended. Now he gets it back with 25 seconds to go. Rice. And he clears to the near side. A centering pass comes up the slot. Fannenstein feeds the far circle. Loose in the slot. And where is it? Now it's picked up in the high slot. And here's an opportunity for Prior Lake, but Eider couldn't pull the trigger. Now Jackson plays it ahead with 3 seconds to go, and that's picked off and shot right back in, and that'll do it for our first period. And our score after one is 1-1. Lakeville North and Prior Lake. Prior Lake with 9 shots on goal in the first period. Lakeville North with 12. No penalties. And the goals for Erickson for Prior Lake at 9:54, and Kranz with his 7th for Lakeville North at 14:58. We played one here in the last game of the Tradition Holiday Invitational here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club. Basically, it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club. Basically, it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was.
Back at Dakota Arena as we get ready for the second period. Fun one so far. Prior Lake and Lakeville North 1-1 after the first period of play. Graham Erickson with a goal for Prior Lake. He is fourth of the year, and Griffin Kranz for Lakeville North with his seventh at 14:58. Shots were 12-8 in the first period, 12-9, excuse me, favoring Lakeville North. No penalties in the first, and the teams will change ends, of course, and attack towards their benches here in the second period. Jeff Pappas with you with the call. It's been my pleasure to call this entire tournament here, as we've had some very good and very entertaining high school hockey played over the last few days here. Don't forget, we still have Friday night ice coming up. And a week from Friday, a week from tomorrow, we're scheduled to be in Duluth to start the New Year off right. Duluth East and Grand Rapids on Friday night ice. Mike Greenlay comes along to help with that call. Now it comes out to center ice from the face-off and played back in. Here's Griffin backhanding it ahead, and Lakeville North will try the near side. Kranz, puck knocked away from him as he tried to enter the zone. Connick will play it in. Rings the boards to the far side. Fannenstein playing it ahead, and now here's Levi Eider. Now it's played ahead and into the Lakeville North zone. And a hit behind the net by Griffin. Comes in front, and Eigner made one stop. Now he covers the rebound. As a flurry there, Joe Rice with a poke at that puck. And we'll get a face-off 32 seconds into the second period in a 1-1 game. We also have a Mankato East, Mankato West game in Friday night ice. That one will be at the Bloomington Ice Gardens. Now from the draw, in the high slot, here's a shot that's driven well wide by Pearson. Now behind the net, Joe Rice. He leaves it there in the corner. It's going to be picked up by the Panthers, and they play one to center for Swanson, and it's tied up by Pearson. Now knocked on into the Prior Lake zone. Going after it there, Sheffield in the left corner. Clears around on the near side, and it came off a seam on the glass, I'm pretty sure, and landed where no one expected it to. Now comes out to center, and Nia having trouble there. Coming into the zone is Eider, and we get a whistle, and we are going to have a penalty. It's interference, and it'll be the first power play of the game. And it's going to go to Prior Lake. Interference the call, and it goes against Nia. Time of the penalty is 1:01 of the second period. Power play for Prior Lake. 7 for 31. That's 22% on the season. Lakeville North's penalty kill has been an area of modest concern. 14 for 21, 66.7%. Here comes Prior Lake. Pelsel over the line, throws it across. Oh, that's a good stop by Eigner as he took it out of the air and took a goal away from Ben Fannenstein. So we got a face-off. Probably Eigner's best save of this event, as Fannenstein crashing in late nearly got a power play goal for Prior Lake. Now it's picked up and fed to the right point by Fannenstein, high in the slot. This is Emerson feeding it over to the left side, and here's a shot that whizzes wide from Pavic. Now to the right point, here's a screen shot that goes wide of the cage by Emerson, and the carom to the left point. Here's Emerson high in the slot now. Working to the near side, he goes to Fannenstein on the near wall, and now it'll wind up in the corner as the rhythm of that breakout disrupted. Now comes to the right point and down into the circle. Fannenstein behind the net now leaves it in the corner for Erickson. A minute to go on the power play. Erickson behind the net, and now it's tied up in skates behind the goal. Finally, Fannenstein will get it, and he feeds to the right point, held in there with a long reach by Emerson. His shot goes wide, and now here's Pavic at the left point. Emerson in the high slot, back to Pavic, 45 on the power play. Shot goes wide of Eigner's goal, and they hustle over to the right point, and that's going to be kept in by Emerson. He feeds the circle, Fannenstein there, and now getting through is Pelsel, and it's tied up there in the corner. Pelsel now drops to the right point to Emerson. He puts it in front, it's loose, and here's Erickson shooting, save, rebound, and Fannenstein put it off the post. Now it's loose along the left boards. Here's Pavic with it. 20 seconds of power play left. And now up the high slot. Here's Emerson. He takes a shot. It's knocked wide by the traffic behind the goal. Here's Erickson. And now up the slot. Here's Emerson. Over to the left side and a shot by Pavic right on. Eigner saves. Rebound. It's loose and it's under the goaltender. And they say your best penalty killer is your goaltender. And that was the case on this power play for Lakeville North, as Van Eigner coming up with a couple of good saves. 3 seconds remaining in the power play. 14:01 to go in the second period. We have penalties going each way here. Wolf for Lakeville North, and Braden Pelsel for Prior Lake. Minors apiece, and they come at 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Lakeville North back at full strength.
Prior Lake's number 9, Braden Pelchel,
roughing penalties on Pelchel and Wolf, and now it's in the Lakeville North zone, and going after it and rubbed out behind the net is Eider. And it's going to be played up the wall and out to center ice. And here comes Brunello. No, that's not Brunello. It's played to the left of the goal. It is, in fact, Drew Thompson. And you ought to be able to tell the difference if you see them stand next to each other. One is much taller than the other. And Brunello and Thompson both head off the ice. Face off to the left of the Prior Lake goal. 13:29 to go. And cleared into the right corner. Now loose to the circle, and finally Pearson will go behind the net. Kranz is on him, and Kranz trying to take the puck, and then he is folded in against the wall, and down he goes. Prior Lake picks it up, and a saucer to center ice will run past past Eider. It's into the zone. Offside delayed is called finally, and we'll get a face-off at neutral ice. 3:53 gone here in the second period. Maple Grove defeats Wayzata 4-3 in their game at the Classic in the Grove. Now behind the net, the puck cleared around on the near side, and it's going to be held at the right point. Here's a shot that winds up rising to the goaltender, and Eigner reaches over his head and makes the save. White Bear Lake leading Moundsview 3-2 at the TCO tonight. Forest Lake over Spring Lake Park 3-1. And Brainerd defeats Elk River 3-2. The Essentia Health Center. Now here's a swing and a miss from the left point by Emerson, and it winds up going behind the Lakeville North goal. 12:45 remaining in the period, and Prior Lake trying to hold the zone here. They play it down to the left corner, and it's going to be played behind the net. Players from both teams in. And now it's picked up by Brady Kearns, and he tries to reverse it. Comes to the circle. Now drop to the right point. Levine takes the shot. It goes over the top and controlled by Anderson. He goes down into the corner for Max Revac. And behind the net, they'll scrap for it again in the corner. Revac playing it down in deep, and Max Anderson as they try to cycle out. Now Kearns to the far boards, and he is taken in against the wall. And Prior Lake with a good shift here offensively, and the puck is cleared all the way down the ice in terms of possession and zone time. It shot the length of the ice, and that'll be icing on Lakeville North. 11:52 to go here in period number 2. Draw coming up to the right of Van Eigner. Now it's played down by Fannenstein to the far boards, and now picked up and carried out to center. It's Kranz who has their goal, and he plays it in. Chasing after it is Griffin, and he goes behind the net, taken into the wall by Watzel. And now it's cleared all the way down the ice, and that'll be icing on Prior Lake. And we'll go back for the draw with 11 and a half minutes left in the second period. 11 games. There's 33 periods, 3 overtimes, and 1 period gone here. It's been a fun week at the Dakota Arena. Griffin takes a shot, and a stick save there by Mickett. Comes off to the near boards. And Prior Lake, Fannenstein behind the goal, leaves it there in the left corner, and now behind the net, Watson will clear around to the far side, and they try to clear it out through Pavic. Penalty is coming, and it's going to put Lakeville North on the power play. Hooking penalty is coming up. And it is going to be Matthew Pavic going. Time of the penalty is 5:48 of the second period. Power play for Lakeville North, their first. They're 3 for 25 on the season. Works out to 12%. Prior Lake's penalty kill 28 out of 33 for 84.8%. Brunello takes the shot. Glove catch by Mickett. And we'll get a face-off in the Prior Lake zone after 7 seconds of power play expires. So Pavic going for hooking. He is second on Prior Lake in penalty minutes with 25 now. Their leader is their leading scorer. Rice has 27. Face off to the left of the Prior Lake goal. Connick on the draw, and it comes to the left edge, played behind the net, and now cleared the length of the ice. Now Griffin behind the goal, uses his body well against Rice there. Now a pass to the near side, and Lakeville North will come out. Here's Connick over the line, and it runs off his stick, but Brunello's there to pick it up for him. Now Brunello at the left point, closes, shoots, and it was deflected by Connick and wide. Now heading in, Griffin back to Connick. Now it's Brunello unable to hold it in as it's a little bit too strong. Comes out to center ice. And Lakeville North with 1:17 of power play will regroup. Brunello leaving it there for Griffin. And he will carry over the line. Gavin Griffin waits for some help and now lobs it behind the net. And before Connick can get to it, Sheffield clears. 55 seconds in the power play. Hit in the right corner, and Lakeville North will start up again. Griffin to the near side, and this is Josh Wolf. He now plays it in deep. Wolf behind the net, looking for some help, and he will set up the power play. Comes to the right point to Griffin. Now back to Wolf, and he topped his pass back. Got possession anyway, feeds Brunello in the slot. Shot right on, rebound chance, it's loose, and it's picked up finally by Eider, and he will clear it, and an anxious moment there for Prior Lake. But the puck stays onto the net with 20 seconds to go on the power play. As of right now, Griffin with one more rush. Feeding the far side and through center. Here they come. And Brunello takes a shot. Second try, winds up blazed left of the goal as the goaltender looks at it. Mickett, and now it's shot all the way down the ice, and that'll do it for this penalty. Rice is going to get there first, so the goaltender Eigner is out to play it. And now they come back to full strength, does Prior Lake. 9:07 to go in the second period, and it remains 1-1. There's a hit in the corner as Rice wins a physical battle. Now it's played wide of the Lakeville North goal, and Van Eigner now behind the net. It's loose there, and back behind. Now to the near wall. Prior Lake centering it. Comes to the left point. Here's a shot that trickles wide off the traffic from Watzel, and now the Lakers will play it down low, centering pass, and a shot goes wide from Parker Boyce. Now the Panthers will get the puck to center ice, and here's a tip, and they will come into the zone, breaking in on the right, long shot, and a save made, and the goaltender watched it go over his head. Now cleared to the near side, and that was Moline with that opportunity. Now out to center, and here comes Prior Lake back. Boyce over the line, and he tried to take a shot, and that was deflected by the defense wide. Now Swanson throws it ahead for Lakeville North, and they'll come back for it along the near wall, back into the zone. And going for it there is Boyce in the corner, he and Josh Wolf. Now a centering pass, and it's picked off by Lakeville North. They come down the near side, and it's played on into the zone by Sam Swanson against the boards. Now it rings the net, and here's Sheffield in the corner, playing it ahead. Connick will pick it up and then drop it back down the wall. After it now is Ryan Young behind the net, centering pass, and Connick looking, and he tried again to center it. Here's Swanson behind the net, throws it in front as he is hit there by Sheffield, and now players falling in the Prior Lake end. 7.5 minutes to go in the period. And it's played on into the zone. Comes around to the near side, and here is Pelchel. Loose and out to center. Pelchel spins and plays it into the zone. I don't think the spin was intentional. Now back behind the net. Nia in control for Lakeville North. 7 minutes left in the second period. Now a centering pass in front. Follow-up shot. Eigner with a good save close in on Brody Stefani. And now the puck out to center ice, and Foley can't get there. Here comes Prior Lake back in. Erickson in the circle. Player breaks for the net. Pavic, and he can't get it to him. Comes to the left point, and Levine plays it around the near side. And Prior Lake starting to buzz a little bit here. Bank pass to the left point. Levine plays it behind the net. And Prior Lake in control there as Graham Erickson has the puck. Now for Stefani behind the goal. And they'll look for an opening. Pavic feeds the left point. Now across to Emerson. And then Emerson plays it down behind the net. Again to Erickson, and he is taken in against the boards behind the net. Pavic goes after the puck. And players from both teams in there now, and it's going to be played up the wall and out to center. And here comes Foley for Lakeville North. He's over the line, tried to cut to the slot, poke checked away, loose in front, and now picked up again by Prior Lake. And back comes Pavic, and he comes in over the line. Pavic takes it against Brunello, takes it to the corner, still has possession, tried to throw it in front, and that was blocked. Now played all the way back into the Prior Lake zone. After it there is Emerson. Plays it up the wall, stolen by Wolf. He closes in, he shoots, and a blocker pad save by Ben Mickett. That was a good stop. Now Brunello over to Griffin, and he can't see the net. Plays it around behind Wolf after it. 5:20 to go in the second period. Wolf banks it off the wall to Griffin. Takes the shot. It was deflected by Boyce and wide. Now Prior Lake trying to play it out. They do get the puck to center ice, and in they come. Rice. And now we get a loose puck in the right corner of the Lakeville North zone. Parker Boyce after it, and it's played up the wall. Not out. Rice holds it in. And now finally it is cleared back into the Prior Lake end. Cran's up there for a look, but Watzel has it, and he feeds it around the net. Played up the near wall to center ice, one-touch tip, and it's now taken away by Wolf for Lakeville North with less than 5 minutes to go in the second period, a 1-1 game. And here's Griffin feeding it over to the right, and Brunello's pass is deflected out of play. We got a face-off with 4:34 left in period number 2. Lakeville North trying to get a win out of this tournament. They are 0-2 so far. Prior Lake had a win yesterday over Chaska after losing their opener to St. Thomas Academy. Now picked up and loose in the right corner. Picked up there by Revac for Prior Lake. Plays it down on the wall. And going after it now is Pelchel for Prior Lake. Centers it, and it was tipped by Boyce just wide. Making a bid for goal number 11. Connick behind the goal, can't get to it for Lakeville North. Pelchel, centering pass is deflected. It comes all the way back into the Prior Lake zone. It's been a good sequence here for Prior Lake as Swanson comes in and he lays it back up the wall in the offensive zone. And they go after it there, picked up by Pelchel and fed behind the net. And Watzel, Pelchel goes to the left side and he tries to beat Tanner Niggling around the corner. And that didn't work for him. Now Connick feeds it down into the left corner of the Prior Lake zone. Connick gets it back, comes to the right point. Here's a drive and a glove catch off the shot by Marcus Jackson from Ben Mickett. We will get a face-off in the Prior Lake end. 3:38 to go in the period. Shots 18-15 for Lakeville North, which means each team has had 6 here in the second period. Now the draw, puck comes to the left corner, and it's picked up there by Sheffield. Now Pavic. It's played out to center, and now Griffin will backtrack and pick it up for the Panthers, and he banks it ahead with 3:23 to go. It goes back behind the Lakeville North goal, fed over to the left side, and Griffin tries to play it out and can't. It's shot back around by Pearson. Going after it there is Pavic along the boards, and he is taken in against the wall. And Prior Lake pressing here, but Lakeville North not breaking so far. 3:03 to go, and Stefani unable to hold it. Now here's Sheffield, and it winds up behind the goal in the left corner with less than 3 minutes to go in the period. Played out, and it's going to be picked up by Pearson, I think, at center ice. Yes, he does have it, and then relays it on into the zone. And Prior Lake's trying to finish a change here while this is going on, and it's played into the zone, and they all fall down at the blue line as Thompson went down, and so did Tyler Arneson, who now has the puck on the right side. 2:25 to go in the period, and he lugs it to center ice, and he's looking to get off the ice, and he finally does. Played into the Lakeville North zone, and Griffin will go back behind the goal with 2:17 to go. Griffin plays it into the zone and then chases after it. He's pushed there by Will Emerson behind the net. Loose at the right edge. Centering pass is sticked away immediately by Marcus Levine. Now flipped high in the air, and it's going to come back towards the Lakeville North zone. And a race for it there. It's played up the wall. Here is Boyce. He puts it in front, and it's picked off. Less than 2 minutes to go in the period. Now played into the zone, and the Panthers in with a shot. That winds up going wide by Kranz. And now it runs loose in front. After it there is Rice. He dives and he pokes it to center, and here's a race for it. Here's Eider getting onto the puck, and he then winds up putting it behind the net. Up the near boards with 90 seconds to go in the period. Bank pass to the blue line, and Levine returns it back deep, and that's going to be icing with 1:24 to go in the second period. Draw coming up to the right of Ben Mickett. 17 saves on 18 shots so far for Lakeville North. Connick on the draw. Swanson. And he pulled it between the point men, and Brunello feeds it across. And from the red line, they will play it on in rink wide. Going after it there for Prior Lake is Fannenstein, clearing around on the boards. And now back out to center ice as we have 1:10 to go in the period. Here's Brunello. And he rink wides one to the far side, and Griffin will get there. And he carries over the line. Griffin now takes a shot that was headed over the top of the net, and Mickett got a glove on it anyway. So we got a face-off coming with 59 seconds to go in period number 2. Still 1-1 here in our last game. This event, each team 2 penalties for 4 minutes. Each team 0 for 1 on their power play. From the draw, here's a shot and a glove catch as Kranz tried to beat the goaltender over his glove hand, which would have been a short side goal, and Mickett didn't have any trouble with it. Now played down behind the net. Prior Lake after it. It's Emerson trying to weave his way through traffic, and it comes out to center. Here is Stefani. Plays it over the line and loose. Now the puck played back in deep by Emerson. Going to go around to the far side. And players from both teams in along the wall. It comes to Fannenstein, who shoots, and Eigner takes that one in the midsection. A face-off with 34 seconds coming in the period. Draw will come to Eigner's right. And from the draw, it's down behind the net. Rink-wide pass for Kranz is behind him. The near side, and it's played back into the zone by Fannenstein. Now Griffin, 23 seconds in the period. Griffin takes it in front of his net, and then a backhanded pass to the far side, and the Panthers are able to get down the wing. And that's Arneson. Goes behind the goal. He's shouldered off. A centering pass. They're looking for Kranz in front and can't get it to him. Loose along the boards, fed to the left point, and here's Griffin shooting, and that winds up going off the traffic. 3 seconds to go in the period. Quick shot from the point, and a save made by Mickett at the buzzer. And we've played 2 periods, and it's just the same as it was after 1 period. 1-1 is the score, and Lakeville North with 19 shots on goal for 7 in the second period. Prior Lake was 16 shots on goal for the game. They also had 7 shots in the second period. So we'll take a break and come back with our third next. It's 1-1 after 2 here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
We're with Dr. Michael Baer. 2 games in one night. How you doing today?
This is awesome. This is why I love living in Minnesota.
Coming out to see high school hockey in its greatest form. You probably have a ton of great memories, and growing up with 3 brothers, they're hockey playing guys, and yourself, as well as a dad who played. What's the best memory you have as a hockey player?
Man, there's a lot. There are personal favorites of playing with my brothers and my dad in the backyard growing up all winter long. Some epic battles, as you can imagine, with 3 boys under the age of 3 at one point. Personally, though, through youth hockey, playing in the select tournament a number of times, traveling to some of the great cities like Greenway and up to Eveleth for tournaments, and then going international, playing in Saskatoon, and just getting a great experience and exposure of, hockey players all over the state. And yeah, there's a lot.
Now, you got did you have a brother that won a state championship?
Yeah, so he would kill me if I didn't at least mention his name while I was here. My brother Jack, older brother, was the captain of St. Thomas Academy in 2006 when they won their first state championship.
I remember that game well.
Yeah, in a run of state championships. He had also great players like Anders Lee and Jordan Trader, who were 8th graders at the time, and a few others. But I would have to say the best was my older brother.
That's cool. Now, those teams, St. Thomas, were coached by the Vanellis, and you're good buddies with the Vanelli cousins, right?
Yeah, so the boys I still, actually work with at Summit at some of our locations with Tommy Vanelli and Joe Vanelli as reps for one of our surgical implant companies. So still get to see the boys every once in a while.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Speaking of your job, talk through what specifically you do each day.
Yeah, so I do hip and knee replacement surgery primarily as my specialty with Summit, and try to keep people's active, playing hockey and enjoying sports and athletics, well into their later years.
And then it's got to be a pretty rewarding career. You're actually helping people. You can actually physically see what you've done. Some people, I don't exactly see the progress. You can actually see it. What's the most rewarding part for you at your job?
Yeah, so for me, I truly enjoy helping people. But the real joy in it is, like you said, it's seeing somebody who has limitation based on some physical ailment, and you're able to, at least in part, correct it and get them back living a more active and meaningful lifestyle. It's really rewarding for me.
Well, the quality of life is definitely up for people like that, so that's got to be very rewarding for you. What do you do in your daily life? You have kids and stuff like that. So what's your quality of life like these days?
Yeah, my quality of life, it's great. It's mainly busy chasing around a 3-year-old and a 4-month-old at the moment, but it's great. My parents still live in town. I have some brothers who come back and forth. A lot of family and friends that still live here. So a big reason we moved back into town was for that.
Well, we're glad to have you. Glad to have you at Summit Orthopedics too. 11 locations. Check them out. Dr. Michael Baer from Summit Orthopedics.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot. Generally, the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot. Generally, the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good.
Third period from Dakota Arena, 1-1 tie. Prior Lake and Lakeville North, no scoring in the second period. Erickson in the first for Prior Lake and Kranz for Lakeville North also in the first period. Connick centering pass, oh, and that amazingly didn't wind up in the net as it came in front, for Kranz, and he could not tip it home. Now play to the near side, here's Prior Lake, Fannenstein playing it down the near wing, and Rice over the line. Joe Rice, force wide, Griffin watching him. Now it comes up the slot. Fannenstein guns away, and it's wide. Now Kranz will carry over the line, and it's played in, and it'll ring the boards to the near side. Going after it there is Kranz. Now behind the net, the Lakers gain control, and they flip the puck. It'll go the length of the ice. Going after it is Brunello. No icing, and Prior Lake will get there first. Now behind the net, it is Pavic ringing the boards. Now Wolf plays it around behind his net. Kranz tries to tip it out and does. And then they will get a change played back into the Lakeville North zone. First minute gone here in the third period. Played behind the net. And Lakeville North's Neo will play it out to center ice. Swanson trying to latch onto it. He pokes it into the zone. And A.J. Pearson after it for Prior Lake. It's cleared back to the blue line. Now a pass at centers on the wrong side of Young. And that's picked up there for Prior Lake by Sheffield, and he puts it down the ice, and that will be an icing call with exactly 90 seconds gone here in the third period. 1-1 the score. We've had 3 games in this event go to overtime, all involving Rogers. So, boy, I just get a dirty look from Justin. Probably rightly so, I would think. So, the puck comes to center ice, and Jackson turns and plays it to the blue line, and now Prior Lake will try again down the near side. Fannenstein shoots it in. Griffin in the right corner. He leaves it there, and after it is Graham Erickson, played down behind the net. Pavic with it, and he tries to come out the left side, and he is harassed there. Now along the wall, it played to the left point, and Wolf tips it out, And he's in a race for it now with Will Emerson. Played back, and now here comes Lakeville North over the line. This is Griffin, and it's poke checked off his stick by Erickson. It comes out to center ice. Now played ahead, and here's Pavic over the line, 1-against-1. Now the defense comes back. Here's Pavic still in possession, swings around the net, looking to wrap it around, and he thinks he's scored. And Eigner gets up, and the officials having a look at it, and no, it is not a goal. We'll get a face-off in the Lakeville North zone. Eigner got just enough of it to keep it out of the net. Face-off to his left. Now from the draw, it's controlled by Prior Lake and played down. Here's Pelchel, and he goes down behind the goal. And the Lakers gain possession. They'll backhand it behind the net. Pelchel again. Now to the far side, and here's Foley trying to get out for Lakeville North. Drops it back. The rink-wide pass to St. John is tipped all the way back into the Prior Lake zone. And they'll go back for it. Cleared to the right point and played down by Brunello. Now Foley gets a rough ride. Puck comes up the slot, and Prior Lake will play to center ice. It's shot on into the zone by Max Anderson. Rings the boards to the far side. And Kearns, he can't play it ahead. Now a penalty is coming on Kearns as he hooks knee into the ice. And now here comes Lakeville North with a chance to get the goaltender out as St. John plays it ahead, and it's finally touched, and that will be the signal for the penalty at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. A tripping penalty is indicated. And it will go against Brady Kearns. 3 minutes, 20 seconds, as I mentioned, of the third period. It is the second power play for Lakeville North in this game. And it's played to the near side for Griffin. He shoots. Glove catch by Mickett. Face-off coming. Connick will take the draw to the left of Mickett. He wins the draw cleanly. Here's Griffin. Now Brunello feeds it over to the far side, gets it back. Brunello shoots, and it's deflected wide. Griffin after it on the half wall. Now plays it down behind the net. Here's Connick with it. And he puts it in front. It's picked off and cleared. It's going to come all the way back. Brunello's got a race for it. And he will get there as Rice reaches him. Now he gets some help from Jackson. Check that, Griffin. Now here's Brunello picking his way out through center. And then he passes to the right for St. John, and it's returned all the way back down the ice. Now 12:53 to go in the third period, 1:10 in the power play, and here comes Griffin. He hits the line. Griffin swings around the net. Back to Brunello, high on the slot, back over to Griffin, top of the right circle, throws it across, and it was deflected just before it got to St. John. Now here's Brunello, flattening it out, takes a shot, deflected on for the goaltender by St. John, and a save made by Mickett. We get a face-off with 52 seconds left in the power play, and 12 minutes, 32 seconds to go in the third period of this game. It's a 1-1 tie, Lakeville North and Prior Lake. Wolf will draw against Erickson. And Kranz feeds the left point. Brunello back to Kranz along the wall. And he spins there. And now it's poked at by Erickson, and it's taken off the glass, and it winds up going out of play. So we'll get a face-off. 43 seconds left in the penalty. And the face-off is going to come outside. Like I said, the face-off is going to come all the way back. So we will go back into the Panthers zone. Erickson will face off. Now from the draw, it's Pearson out at center ice. Rink wide into the zone. After it there, Griffin in the corner. Now played back into the zone, and Prior Lake's Pearson plays it ahead. Brunello picks that off at center ice. Here comes Brunello over the line. Now played around behind the net. Moline going after it there along with Pearson. And it's cleared. Gonna go all the way down the ice. 10 seconds in the power play, and Eigner will let Brunello take it behind the net. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Griffin will start up as Prior Lake comes back to full strength. Now to the near side for Brunello at the red line. He lost control momentarily, and Prior Lake gains it back. They'll bank it off the wall to center ice, and here's Boyce. Down the wing, Griffin heads him off. And on the turn, Gavin Griffin over the line. Tried to dance around the defender on that side, and then it's cleared back out to center ice where Marcus Jackson will claim it. Now Moline backhands it into the zone. Cleared to center ice, Jackson there, and Lakeville North will finish up a change. Jackson. Now shot on into the zone, rink wide, and loose in the right corner, picked up there by Emerson for Prior Lake. His outlet pass is stolen away and played back down by Young for Lakeville North. Now banked to the left point, Nia has it there. Over to Jackson, and his shot is blocked behind the net by Eider. Now Rice behind the goal, playing it over to the far side for Boyce, and he is knocked into the wall, and it's cleared past Nia. That's going to go all the way down the ice, and it won't go far enough for icing. So Nia picks it up. 10.5 minutes to go in the third period. Now he tries a pass up the right wing boards, and it's Sam Swanson relaying to center, turned back by Fannenstein, and over the line, here comes Pelchel. Goes to the circle, cuts in a goal, he shoots, Eigner save, rebound, they score! And Prior Lake takes the lead, and it's Max Anderson knocking in the rebound. And it's 2-1. Second goal for Max Anderson. Comes at 6 minutes and 47 seconds, and now Lakeville North has some work to do as they trail by a goal here in the third period. I'll wait for assists here as they had to resituate the Lakeville North goal. And it's picked up and carried in. Pelchel and Revac getting assists on the goal, and it's 2-1 for Prior Lake, and now it's behind the Prior Lake goal. Played up the wing, and now the Lakers will come to center ice. And over the line, Anderson, the goal scorer, plays it behind the net for Pelchel, and he's taking it against the boards. Now behind the net, Connick goes after it and fell, got back up, and now it's picked up by Griffin. And here comes here comes Lakeville North. They'll shoot it on in, Gavin Griffin. It rings the boards to the far side, and Kranz goes behind the net, and the puck loose to the corner. Nine minutes and 18 seconds to go. Finally, it's dug out, and Prior Lake will gain possession. They come down the near wing. And this is Erickson, and he stops as he reaches the corner boards and goes behind the net where Jackson has it. And he will start up. He puts Niggling on the tape, and over the line they come. It's shot on into the zone. And going back for it there, Pearson for Prior Lake with less than 9 minutes left, coming up on the halfway mark in the third period. Shots 22-19 for Lakeville North, but it's 2-1 Prior Lake on the board, and here come the Lakers in. Stefani gets by his man on the boards, trying to center it, and it's broken up by Niggling at the left edge. Now back behind the net, Niggling another swipe at it. It's finally picked up, and a shot save made by Eigner there, and Max Anderson lost his stick, and that's going to be a slashing penalty because there's a reason he lost his stick. Now Jackson exchanging shoves with Brody Stefani, but now the penalty will come. And it's going to be on Pavic. No, yes it is, for slashing. And the time of the penalty is 8:31. And this will be power play number 3 for Lakeville North. 8:28 to go. And the puck comes to Jackson at the left point. He can't hold the zone, and he brought it back in offside. It was interesting because Anderson was the player that lost his stick. It was for Prior Lake, but it turns out that the slashing penalty was not for that. Here's Kranz, obviously, if they're on the same team. And here's Kranz looking to center, and a bouncing puck comes through to the far side. Moline after it there for Lakeville North. It comes out of play and into the Prior Lake bench for a draw with 8:13 to go. 16 seconds elapsed in the power play. Now played down into the corner for Prior Lake, and Marcus Levine tries to clear and can't. Rice ahead to Boyce, and it's cleared. They do get it down the ice. 90 seconds in the power play, and Griffin will go back behind his net for Lakeville North. And he headmans, and here they come through center ice. Over the line, it's Wolf. And he comes to the near boards, peels off, throws it up the slot for Jackson at the left point. Now down behind the net, and after it there, Moline. And now cleared to the boards on the near side. Lakeville North trying to get it to the point. They do. Griffin closes. His shot is blocked by the sliding defender, Joe Rice. And now along the boards, they give up possession, and a nice play out of the air by Jackson. Played around behind the net. Kranz is going after it. And now with 53 seconds to go in the penalty, it's cleared. Back to center ice. Here's Griffin. Now Griffin tried to thread one through. It's deflected. And Wolf put it on goal. And a save made by Mickett. And finally, he traps the puck against the edge. And now we get pushes, shoves, and wrestling matches going on behind the net. And a fair bit of frustration here on the part of Lakeville North, I would assume, as they haven't played badly, but they haven't had that spark. And there are 3 games in this tournament. There will be no penalties assessed, as playing hard, but right now, as the old movie phrase goes, they're chopping, but no chips are flying. Now it comes up the slot, and it's cleared all the way down the ice by Prior Lake with 7 minutes to go. There's still 30 seconds of power play time remaining, and Griffin has it behind the Lakeville North goal. Fed to the left side, and here they come. Right on into the zone, and it'll ring the boards to the near side. And it'll come up the wall. Lakeville North looking for it. Arneson feeds it beside the net to St. John. He goes behind the goal, and he is tied up there by A.J. Pearson. 5 seconds in the power play. Lakeville North gets the puck, and they feed to the left point. It's bouncing. Brunello can't hold it, and it comes out as Prior Lake comes back to full strength. Griffin feeds the middle, and now they'll come back in over the line. St. John feeds the left. Going in is Arneson, and he is shouldered away by Pearson. Arneson tries to drag it in front of the net, and it's lost there. Here comes Pavic back for Lakeville North. He's over the, or for Prior Lake. He's over the line. He works in, he shoots, and he missed the net. Wide to the goaltender's right. Long carom played back by Fannenstein. And now it's loose, picked up finally by Griffin. 6 minutes to go. Puck at center ice and shot in by St. John. Rink wide to the far side. Emerson goes after it. He goes behind the net to Fannenstein. Cleared up the wall on the near side for Kearns. And it comes out to center ice. Kearns at the red line having trouble there. Now Swanson got it back to Young, and in the center circle, it's picked up once again by Prior Lake. Anderson headmans, and a swing and a miss there by Pelchel as he tried to put one on goal. Now down the left wing, Moline will flip one high in the air, and it comes rink wide into the left corner. Fannenstein behind the net with 5.5 minutes to go. Fannenstein working against Young, who comes in and wins the physical battle. Centering pass blocked in the circle and cleared finally back into the Panthers' end. Eigner out to play it, and he lifts a pass to the right, and here's Swanson over the line. He threw it towards the net, and it went wide. Now Connick along the boards, and Connick finally comes up with the puck. He's in the slot. He feeds Swanson low, and he put another pass through for Moline, just a little bit too far for him. And now Prior Lake comes back, and over the line they come. And it's knocked away from Erickson to the boards, and he now lets his line mate Pavic come out. He comes in front, he shoots, and a save by Eigner. And now it's loose at the left edge. And finally the goaltender gets a stoppage. We have 4:43 left in the third period, and Prior Lake hanging on to a 2-1 lead. from the draw. It comes to the right point, and the shot is blocked by the traffic. And now it comes on out to center, and here comes Lakeville North over the line. Kranz will play it in deep. It goes behind the net. Connick goes to the boards, and he's taken out by Sheffield. Now behind the net, Pearson. Around on the near side with 4:25 to go. And Prior Lake will play it out to center ice. Now a pass over to the right, and Brunello rink wides one, and it's picked up there by Prior Lake's Max Anderson, scorer of the go-ahead goal. Comes in over the line and left it there. Stefani plays it ahead and heads for the bench as they get a change. Now Prior Lake with a new set of troops on the ice as Brunello rink wides one to the left, and they come in over the line. A drop pass, they're looking for Connick. It's in front, a shot, oh, and it goes just wide. St. John with a chance there. Now cleared to the right point and played with a glove, but it's going to be picked up by Prior Lake, and they play it out to center ice. Carrying on now is Will Emerson, and he shoots it on in with less than 4 minutes to play now. Puck loose, and now to the corner. Centering pass is Rice tipped to the corner. Panthers get it, and they flip it high in the air. That will be icing, and they'll get a line change anyhow with 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go in a 2-1 contest. Max Anderson with the go-ahead goal at 6:47 of this third period. He and Graham Erickson have the goals for Prior Lake tonight. Puck down. And Fannenstein plays it ahead along the wall. And picked up now finally by Eider. He throws it across, and it winds up going to the far boards. Here's Rice. Now behind the net, Boyce. And the spin and shoot there by Eider winds up going wide of the goal. Jackson in the left corner laying it ahead, and Lakeville North, Swanson kicking at it, trying to loosen the puck up so they can move it forward. 3 minutes to go. And now it's controlled by Rice in the circle. Played over to the near side, and here come the Panthers. Young through center ice, lays it ahead for Wolf. It's off his blade, and then shot back into the Lakeville North zone to the near side. Eider goes after it. They're finishing a change, the Lakers are. Eider still doing some good work there in the corner. Finally, he gave up possession, and here comes Lakeville North. Wolf will carry over the line. Wolf getting around him, and he goes down, and a penalty coming. And Wolf had half a step. Now we get a whistle to stop play, and the penalty will come. It'll be one more power play here for Lakeville North, and heading to the penalty box is C.J. Sheffield for tripping. And with 2:29 to go, the timeout will be taken by Lakeville North, with the time of this penalty coming at 14 minutes and 31 seconds. It'll be the fourth power play of the game for Lakeville North, and their third here in the third period. So you can't say they haven't had enough opportunity to get on the board, certainly. Still in all, they've only had 3 shots on goal. Excuse me, they've had 5 shots on goal. Prior Lake has had 6. So they've had 2 power plays, 5 shots, and they're about to get one more with 2:29 to go in the third period. And 2 minutes on the board. See if we can track down more scores. Got a bunch of finals now. Delano beating Greenway 3-1. Brainerd over Elk River 3-2. Proctor defeats Osseo 4-1. Forest Lake 8-4 over Spring Lake Park. White Bear Lake defeats Mounds View 5-3. Hibbing Chisholm 6-3 over Cambridge Isanti. St. Cloud Cathedral winning over River Lakes 6-1. And if you haven't heard by now, Wayzata losing today at Maple Grove 4-3. And over Rosemount 6-0. Our other games, Edina defeating Rogers in overtime 3-2. Face-off coming up to the left of the goal, and it's cleared around behind the net. Kranz in the corner. He goes back the other way, and now played ahead and down the wing. Here's a race for it. Brunello and Rice going after it, and Brunello will get there first, and he comes out with the puck, but Rice steals it. And now Lakeville North will take it away with 2:10 left. And it's loose at the red line. And Brunello lost out. Here's Rice over the line, and he's just looking for a place to put it. He drops it back to Fannenstein, and then he clears it rink wide. Back into the Lakeville North zone, and it'll be Griffin. 40 seconds gone on the power play. Here's Brunello. Comes over the line. He throws it across, and a shot rising over the top. And it winds up cleared all the way down the ice as Connick had a good chance there, but a good look at the goal anyhow, and he didn't put it on the frame. Here's Brunello behind the net. 1:05 to go on the power play, a minute and a half to play in the contest. And here comes Griffin. He starts up one more time. He's over the line. Goaltender coming off for a 6-on-4. And it's played to Brunello. He tries to shoot, and it's deflected down and played out to center ice. So Lakeville North has to clear the zone. 48 seconds of power play left, and they're skating 6-on-4 right now. Here's Kranz along the far wall. Kranz plays it down for Connick behind the net. And he is taken to the boards by Levine. Puck up the slot. Brunello feeds it over to the near circle. Here's Griffin. He throws it across, and a one-time shot right on, and a save made by Mickett. There's a chance there for Tyler Arneson. And now the timeout coming for Prior Lake. 59 seconds to play in regulation, and 30 seconds remaining on the power play. Our other games here today at the final day of this event. We started off St. Thomas Academy handling Moorhead by 4-1. Eden Prairie and Chaska, that was a good hockey game. Chaska wins for the third time this season. They defeat Eden Prairie by 5-4. Rogers and Edina, that went to overtime, and Edina won it on a goal by Lucas Cole in overtime 3-2. And here we are here, 2-1 Prior Lake with less than a minute to play. Lakeville South is playing Benilde right now at the St. Louis Park Rec Center. Don't have a report on that game. War Road playing Orono up at the Gardens. Cretin-Derham Hall and Totino Grace are playing in the Maple Grove tournament. They're on the ice now. Bloomington Kennedy and Rochester Lords playing in Rochester. New Richmond and Rochester John Marshall playing in the same tournament. The Rockets getting Wisconsin opposition tonight. 59 seconds to play here in the third period, and it will be Arneson to take the faceoff for Lakeville North, and he lost the draw. Fannenstein clears it around, and it's going to be held at the right point by Griffin. Over to Brunello. It hops his stick, and he has to pick it up. He throws it through. It's loose at the right edge, and Kranz wiping away at it. And now it's picked up and cleared towards the empty net, and it's going to be just wide. Off the post with 35 seconds to go. Here's Brunello. One more rush. Prior Lake comes back to full strength. They've killed off the penalty. Now it's 6-on-5 as Brunello brings it in, and it's cleared back with 25 seconds to go. Griffin will chase it. It's behind the net, and going after it there is Levi Eider. He's going to get there first, and he's going to take it to the wall. Now a centering pass and an empty net goal for Rice, and Prior Lake will win this game. And now a shoving match in the left corner after the goal, but with 14 seconds to go, it is Joe Rice scoring for Prior Lake, and they will win this game. .14 seconds to go, so the time of the goal is 16 minutes, technically 45 seconds, but it is an empty net goal, and Prior Lake will win this one, but now the referees are discussing penalties. So all the captains for Lakeville North are waiting on the edge of the referee's crease so they can make their decision and can comment upon the same. And they waved off the goal. The referee came and gave the washout signal, which doesn't make sense. I'm not sure what that was about. We're going to wait for an announcement on this. They've taken the goal off the board. And they put time back on the clock. We're going to wait for an explanation as to what they have done here, but there's going to be a face-off now with 25 seconds left. No penalties, obviously. And we go back to 2-1. I'm going to explain what the heck's going on here. And Joe Pankratz on the Prior Lake bench. Now we're going to get the goaltender Eigner heading off again. Joe Pankratz, and they don't get an explanation, but it's still 6-on-5. 25 seconds to go, and here's Griffin playing it into the zone. And Kranz along the wall tried to knock it free. It comes in front of the net, and it's picked up, shot all the way down the ice, and that will be icing with 13 seconds to go. So we'll have another face-off in the Prior Lake zone. And no indication as to why they put 11 seconds back on the clock and disallowed the goal. Wolf on the draw, and he wins it. Here's a shot deflected over the top with 10 seconds to go. It comes to the near side boards. 8 seconds left. Brunello to try to hold it in, and it's picked up by Rice, and this time it's going to count. He goes in and scores with 2 seconds to go. And now Prior Lake has it wrapped up as Joe Rice scores his 6th goal of the season. It's unassisted. And it comes with just over 2 seconds to go, so 16 minutes and 57 seconds officially. And Prior Lake will go to 6-4. Unassisted goal for Rice, and that will do it. Puck dropped, and that will do it. Our game is over. And the final score with 2 goals in the 3rd period. Prior Lake wins it by 3-1. Lakers wind up with 24 shots on goal for the game, so they had 8 in the 3rd period. Lakeville North wound up with 25 shots. They had 6 in the 3rd period. They had 4 power plays, Lakeville North did, and were unable to score, including 3 of them in the 3rd period. So they had their opportunities, but were not able to find that goal. And Ben Mickett has been named the player of the game. Lakeville North falls to 3-6 on the season. Prior Lake goes to 6-4. And we are finished here at the Tradition Holiday Invitational. For our entire YHH crew, Jeff Pappas saying thank you so much for sticking with us through these 3 days. We'll see you on the 6th from Duluth for Friday Night Ice here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot. Generally, the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub, lots and lots of pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good.